topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
Are you ready to take a journey? Let's connect with the healers of the world. It's that time. It's time for the Language of Healing on W4WN Radio and Talk 4 TV. Now here's your host, Dr. Nicole Fortin.
Hello, good day everybody. Welcome to the Language of Healing on W4WN.com, Women for Women Network. Always sharing and caring and supporting each other through these crazy times. But I'm just back from a wild adventure, another epic traveling journey, this time exploring a little bit of the UK and Europe and even Africa, went into Morocco. So these were a lot of new things for me. And you know what, just like anything new that you try, there are many insights and aha moments and oh shit moments that come along the way. And I always enjoyed taking that opportunity to kind of stop and reflect and, integrate some of these magical moments in my life. One epic thing, it's like all the buzz, still buzzing, was getting to see Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath's last show in Birmingham, UK. Birmingham, trying to get that pronunciation right. So you may have heard that was happening. It's was all over the news and so all the buzz, because it's a unique experience where an individual or group can come together and reflect on all the years of hard work. I mean, they started in the late 60s. This is like, how long has that been going on? And they can kind of go back to the beginning where it all started and relive and really reflect on all that has happened and where they are now. And it's just like such a cool, unique experience. It's, to have the opportunity to honor life cycles, epicness, legends, influences while you're still living and be able to enjoy that moment is something that maybe we bypass. We get too busy in the hustle and bustle, and there's so many distractions around that maybe pull us away from what's really at our core and what matters most to us and what we find really important. And that's what I think when we're, reflecting on our lives and setting up for big goals and intentions, you want those things to be in line. And it was an honor. It was cool, privilege to be at that event. And I had so many other adventures, probably too many to get into today, but I have a special guest with us today, / co-host. I wonder if he is around here, Dean Piper, the Pipe Man, who's been on all stages of that adventure. He's like the Black Sabbath. When I called to debrief about the episode, he's like, I've been debriefing Black Sabbath for how many years?
Well,
Anyway.
let's go back to the beginning, okay? It was 1978 for me.
Okay, 70.
Man?
Man. I know, man.
Because Ozzy says man a lot.
Yeah.
When you talk.
That whole accent, is like, it was just so entertaining being in Birmingham, like, but just listening to people talk.
You're saying it American again. It's Birmingham.
Birmingham.
It's Birmingham. Birmingham. Don't pronounce anything. Birmingham. Talk like it was that's how they talk.
But some of the locals would say like Birmingham, like they have that.
Yeah. Birmingham. Birmingham.
Yeah. Okay, one cool thing we got to do. Have you been to Birmingham?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, okay. You've been all over the UK. But anyway, one cabbie driver, he's like, "Oh, I think Ozzy's house is around the corner here," and he, you know, took us over, quick Google search, and so whether it was or wasn't, I mean, there was like a
That's
little,
kind of like the map to the Hollywood stars, and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're the
I know.
perfect prime candidate in Hollywood or any other tourist
They're
place like that. Here,
like,
let me
give me an
take you.
extra five
Here,
bucks and I'll
here,
take you there.
let me take you to Ozzy's house. He lived here for about 30 seconds, and yeah,
Yeah,
and you can pay me like 100 quid, and I'll show you.
yeah, and well, who knows? Who knows what's true or not? But we did it, and there was, uh, yeah. Oh, nice shirt representing.
The one song they did not play, and there is controversy about it. Bet you didn't know
Oh,
that. Bet you didn't know that.
no, I haven't
They,
really, no, because the thing is that I was there live, but I haven't anything outside of that, the live stream or the social media. I'm kind of a little disconnected from it all now, so you can recap me on
oh,
some of
do
the
you
other
want to know all the
conspiracies.
stuff? Do you want to know
Oh,
all the stuff? Because I could fill you in on all of it.
yeah, there's probably so much because there were some on the original bill, like some artists that were named, and I was like, I don't, it was like, I don't remember seeing them.
Like who?
And then,
Like who?
and then,
Like who?
oh, it was like, oh, Fred Durst. And I
Yeah,
was like,
because Fred Durst was on the stream. It was remote. It
yeah.
was probably on the screen, but because you probably had seats like in another stadium, you didn't have your binoculars with you and you couldn't see it on the screen. So yes,
Well, yeah,
him and
maybe it just
Jonathan
so,
Davis was on the screen too.
yeah, him too. I was like, I don't know if I was, where was I? On another planet, I guess, not on Earth.
Yeah,
And
that's what happens when you take those magic mushrooms at a concert, okay?
oh my goodness. Yeah, just having fun.
Okay, so
Um,
yes, they were both
okay, so anyway,
remotely, and
yeah.
Durst did a great job. He sang a song. He did a great job. It's too bad you were there and missed it.
But
Okay,
I don't know
I
if,
was in the convenience of my own home watching it. I got to tell you
yeah,
something
that's
too. As
nice.
somebody who went to Ozzy every year since 1980, was at every Ozfest there was. Uh, I got to tell you, and I was there when Randy Rhoads played with them. I was there when Pat Travers played guitar for a very short time after Randy, Brad Gillis, Jakey Lee, of course, Zach. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's controversy. Why didn't Jakey Lee play a song with Ozzy? Just play it on the super group. There's good reasons for that. Okay. Why can't people just accept things for what they are instead of like always questioning everything? Put up your own money and then you could determine how things go. But honestly, Jakey Lee has some health issues. He wasn't even sure he'd be able to play the stuff he played. Okay. So
Yeah,
have a little sympathy, people. Okay. And have a little bit of tact. Okay. Because we're
yeah,
going to talk about that probably a lot here because if you want me to fill you in on all the stuff you don't know about, it all has to do with that. It all has to do with the
mhm.
complainers.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
oh my God, since COVID, nobody should be complaining about any live music show ever again. What is wrong with you people? You don't like it? Don't
I know. And
watch.
are these people even there? Or, I mean, there are some like bad experiences, but you
There's
know,
always going to be
everyone's doing their,
negative,
I mean, like,
positive, but
even,
everybody's got their own
I
voice.
can imagine what people are saying because they'll always find something negative or nitpicky
I
about
hate
it,
that crap.
But it's
I
like,
hate
these people are almost like, at least for Black Sabbath, Ozzy, like they're almost
There were
80. They're still
people, so many people complaining about Ozzy's voice. The dude
really, oh,
is
I thought it
set.
sounded great.
Wait. The dude's 78 years old. Okay, his voice
Yeah.
has been terrible for years. I think it's the best he's sounded since the
Oh,
80s, to be honest.
yeah.
Okay, that's number one. Number two, he's strapped in a throne chair. He has Parkinson's. Have you ever known what it's like to even speak with Parkinson's, much less sing? He sang
Yeah.
2 full sets with 2 bands. He performed more than any other artist that performed in that whole day with all of his issues. Like he can't stand, he can't walk, he can't really speak, but he blasted out these tunes, man.
They were
Oh my
brilliant.
God. He
Yeah.
was absolutely incredible. And the fact that you jerk offs would sit there and say he didn't sound good, what did you
No.
really expect? That it wasn't about him sounding good. It was
Yeah.
about a final farewell to his
Exactly.
fans because he just loves us so much. I've said for years that the reason he didn't quit touring was because I felt that if he stopped playing live shows, that's when he would be gone. And now
Yeah.
there's all this AI bullshit too going on all over social media with fake. They're faking like it's Ozzy saying this thing, and it's actually getting his kids very upset. Like, do you people have any heart whatsoever? He comes on talking about I'm gonna die soon. No, Kelly Osbourne was like, can you people please stop? He's not dying, he has Parkinson's. And yes, eventually he will, but that's not what's up right now. We're still
Mhm.
experiencing life with him. People just have to be, I'm sorry to go off, but, you know, these,
I'm
I,
sure
I
it's
just,
a shared sentiment,
the
because it's kind of like,
negativity.
yeah, go on.
No, I'm
I
just
have my
go ahead. I'm just saying the negativity. It's just, come on, people, go back to the beginning when you were a baby
yeah.
and there was nothing negative that ever happened in your life and start there because you notice that kids are not negative Nellies and kids are also not racist and they don't hate. All these things happen after this dumb adults teach them all this negative crap.
Yeah, and their
Let's,
own bad experiences and their own like bitterness towards the world. Oh, let's just
yeah.
like, sprinkle a little extra bitter so I don't feel as bad, you know. But I think that, I mean, yeah, like you said, he just loves it, does it for the like I would
He
imagine, I can't
literally,
speak for him, but I imagine his original intention was, to either just be creative because kids are creative. And I think that those formative years and you find the right group of people or the right friends that you can feed off each other and like actually fulfill that purpose, and then to be grateful and humble for it through all the years, because I mean, Ozzy's personal journey hasn't been an easy one,
I mean,
and I think that there's a
the
lot
man
of
being the legend
human
he is
elements.
just blows my mind. How he became the legend he is blows my mind.
Yeah,
He was in his own
it's
way
like
the whole journey. The
a
whole journey he
fumble
was
into
his
greatness.
own wall.
Yeah,
Like he, listen. The fact is he sat there during the show that you were at. He sat there and he said, like he always did in every show, but even more this time, I love you all. I love you. He means that shit. He's
yeah,
not just saying it like there's people that get up there. I go to all the festivals and sometimes I can predict exactly what the artist is going to say in between songs because it's all rehearsed and whatnot. Not with Ozzy. He really, really feels it. He feels, oh my God, I saw some commercial of some not commercial, but some video of some young kid, maybe preteen, and I think it was a girl or something like that. I can't remember, but just telling him how he was her idol and blah, 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 and all this great stuff. And I just wanted to tell you the impact you had on my life. And his
mm,
answer to her was, come here, give me a hug. And he
oh,
says to her as he hugs her, I love you, thank you. Like
yeah,
there's this saying, you don't want to meet your heroes. He's the hero you want to meet.
yeah,
He's the hero you want to meet. And he's the hero everybody should, you know, sit there and model themselves after. Because if you go back in time, he was not everybody like was putting this bad stuff. He did stupid stuff and then people blew it up. I remember I was there when
yeah,
he bit that hat and bat, that was a mistake. Okay. But then after that, every show I would go to was like, oh, Ozzy blew up a cow on stage. Ooh, PETA was really pissed with Ozzy because he was doing all these things. And here's a great one. Okay. One of Ozzy's great shows was with Jack, and they go on the road and they were like touring together but telling stories. It wasn't music touring, and it was this show on MTV, I think it was, and So they end up going to the Alamo in Texas, which up until this point, which was not that long ago, Ozzy was supposedly, or at least Ozzy thought, he was banned from Texas because he urinated on the Alamo. And not banned from Texas, but banned from the Alamo. Okay. Guess what he found out after like 40 years? He found out that was bullshit. Didn't really happen. He was so drunk and high, he didn't even realize it never happened. And they actually gave him like a key to the city.
That's funny. So you just assumed he's like, yeah, it probably sounds like me.
Yeah, totally. So people spread all, and it's worse than ever now. Thank God Ozzy's not starting, going back to the beginning during the internet, because he would have never been the Prince of Darkness. And he sheds more light on the world as the Prince of Darkness than any of these people that claim to be light workers. Just saying.
Well, and that's it. Like someone willing to just really go through the ring of fire, to go through it and then emerge with something productive. Like, you're a hot mess and life doesn't make sense. And then you create something so influential.
Both hot messes. Sharon was a hot mess too.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know the story between them?
Well, like a little, but like
her father was huge. Her father was huge. When she met Ozzy, he was kicked out of Sabbath for all the antics and all the things that he's known for.
Yeah, a very dark time for him.
And basically, he was in the gutter drunk. She found him. Her father disowned her because she was with Ozzy. So when they started together, neither one of them had 2 nickels to rub together. They didn't have any money, nothing. And they built this dynasty, and that's the thing too. I hate jealous people because, people are always talking about rich people and like, oh, they had it easy. No, they didn't have it easy. They sat there and worked their ass off, whoever it is, not just him, whoever it is. It's like people give Jeff Bezos a bit, to say, oh, he had it easy. First of all, whether you like him or dislike him means nothing. What means something is he built Amazon out of his garage with no help from anybody. Okay. You can't take that away from people. And then they take these people like that and like, oh, they're too rich. They shouldn't be allowed to be that rich. Well, you know what? They should be allowed to be that rich if they worked harder than anybody else did. And Ozzy, you know what? He deserves everything that he got that's good because he worked harder than anybody else did, more dedicated to fans, more dedicated to everybody. And you know what? Sharon too. Sharon gets a lot of flack, but she chose Ozzy over her trust fund. She chose Ozzy over her trust fund, and she got easy working with her dad in the business. He was already huge. Instead, I think she became bigger than her dad. And that's what happens. And that's the lesson to be learned. And let's go back to their beginning because their beginning was not easy. There were a lot of bumps in the road. Everybody looks at them now. Oh, look at them. Blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. And you know what? Going back to what we were talking about, in case I know you forgot already, but I didn't. They originally had 2 more songs that they rehearsed that they were going to play. But the problem is there's at that venue, there's a very strict noise ordinance.
Yeah. So basically, time was tight.
Yeah. So basically they ran out of time. Okay. Yeah. And people are bitching about like the original song, like this shirt, Black Sabbath should have been this song they played. They didn't play it, but that was supposed to be the last song.
Okay.
And you know what though? He played 2 sets. Like
it was amazing.
Normal people can't even last through 1 set. Here's somebody with Parkinson's who it affects your singing, your speaking ability, it affects your mobility. He kept trying to get up out of the chair, but
I know you could really see that.
He requested to be strapped down. Okay.
Yeah.
But he really wanted to get up out of that chair. And then, okay, do we want to cover all the bullshit stories now and just get them out of the way?
Do you feel like you're on a roll, and maybe it's just a good out. I mean, is it really like extra?
No, have it to
We
do
can
with the
go back.
last show. Have it to do with the
Oh
last
yeah.
show.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So everybody talked bullshit about, oh, how rude. Sabbath just walked off stage and didn't say goodbye to Ozzy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I heard this one.
That's not true. Okay. It was what you saw in the stream. But what really happened is Tony Iommi came over and gave him a big hug. And Geezer came over and gave him a big hug, but then walked off stage to go get the cake that he
Yeah.
had for Ozzy and brought Ozzy out a cake. Okay. Come on, people. Like, can you just let anything be good? Like, everything's got to have this negative shit to it.
Oh my gosh.
Most 70 look, you couldn't even elect another president of the United States that was as old as Ozzy because he couldn't function, but yet this guy sings 2 sets. Okay. Give him credit. And you know what?
Mhm.
Bill Ward, people are saying stuff about Bill Ward, the original drummer who's been estranged for many years. It's the original lineup. Of course, he's going to be a little rusty if you didn't play these songs for like 30 years. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It wasn't about perfection. But I got
Yeah,
to
and
tell you,
that's it. I think that's the message here. And it's just like about having, getting together and having fun, like giving it one last hurrah. What a ride, you know?
yeah,
And plus
like
and plus all together, it's like the ultimate celebration. When will the next time be? Like there are maybe some bands, like I will speak for myself. I feel, and it's not my fault at all, but that I was born a little bit later in a generation of music that I absolutely love and adore. So I'm kind of trying to see as many of these bands before they do pass away. So for me to have a big celebration and like um a grouping like that is a really like special occasion because you were there, you were in the pit, you're bumping elbows and getting bloody, losing your teeth. But anyways,
but
so it's
okay,
like
I'm
it's a way to
very
pass it
upset.
on. It's a way to pass it on and to hear from all the bands that were that got to play there and have their influences, like this is like
I'm
paying
very
homage
upset though. I am very
about what?
upset because
About
I didn't go to that show because I would have been in the pit with Aquaman. Because I
oh
was
yeah,
looking
I
at that,
know,
I'm like,
right?
I
Yeah,
want to be in the pit with Aquaman. Now that's
yeah.
one of my bucket lists. I'm going to make sure I'm in a pit with Aquaman, and I'm taking him out, man.
You could
I'm
see
gonna
the
show
whole
him who's
time
boss.
he was just, yeah, you're just gonna bump up. You could see he was just jonesing to be in there, anytime
Yeah.
he came on stage.
So people were giving shit. Why is he the host? Like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you people? Okay. Why was he a
I don't
host?
know,
Because he
someone's got to do it.
absolutely loves this stuff. So he's
Yeah,
up there with like, he's like a little kid. Talk about
I
going back
know.
to the beginning. Why
Yeah,
is it when we were little kids, everything is okay to be exciting? Well, not anymore. Like, it's not even okay for a kid to be hyper anymore. Like, that's what, but yet
no,
the
yeah.
old people say, I wish I had the energy of him. Give him his
Hmm.
meds. He's got too much
Yeah.
energy. I wish I had the energy of him. Oh, give him his meds. He's got too much energy. Like, make up your mind, okay? I think
Yeah,
kids should have a lot of energy. They should be hyper. They should be excited. They should be full of love, and we should learn from them. Let's go back to the
yeah,
beginning and learn from them, or learn from ourselves in our beginning before all these life things were thrown at us that created the monsters we've become.
yeah, exactly. Like, I think that it is beneficial to go back, see what you started with, and relive that spark, the joy of childhood, like a childlike quality where your imagination is just open, and we become so rigid and um I don't know what another word is for that, but as adults, oh, forgetting. We still forget, you know? We get so caught up in things, and it's like how often do you really like just play, and I think that day, one thing I will comment about being there was that it's
Careful what you
probably
say
the
about play because we might have to put explicit on here. Okay, go ahead.
oh my gosh, no, it wasn't that kind of show. Hey man,
I didn't
it's not.
think so. I'm just making sure. Go ahead.
um there was like hardly any cell phones. People just were really enjoying that because there are some shows, we kind of giggled about if I could say, like, if Maynard would get upset about the cell phones, but because he doesn't like that. And I agree. Like in some ways, it is nice to have like you know just live in the moment and be present. And
It
I think
was
that
a
that
lot
was,
better. I can
huh?
say it was, sorry to interrupt, but it was a lot better when I could go into a mosh pit and not worry about my phone. Just saying.
Yeah, yeah, I know. And well, what was great about that show, that event being live streamed was like, oh, they're gonna get way better footage and I get to be here, you know? And so that's
Yeah,
anyways, it was
I
that's a
said
cool
that
thing
to
to
you.
experience now.
I love to
Yeah,
stream because I could see and hear everything perfectly clearly. And,
yeah.
you know, did you even know which one was Ozzy on stage from where you were at?
Yeah, of course. I can okay, we were on the floor, which was kind of cool because you can move. There was a big pit right beside us. We were on the perimeter, and you're like in the action. You're not sitting in a seat. And so, but people were like, "Oh my God, it's a 10-day. How are you going to stand all day?" And I'm like, "Pfft, nothing. How am I not going to do it?" Just, but
I
yeah,
just want to know how you
there was an
saw over the
extra.
people.
Well, I didn't really. I tiptoed.
See? You
I
couldn't
tip.
tell which one was Ozzy. See, I was right. I was
No, I
right.
could see. I could see if I
I
squinted
know I
real.
could hear him. I know I could hear him. He must be there somewhere.
And the big jumbotrons, okay, they helped too.
I thought you
Uh,
told me you couldn't even see that.
no, I could see, but I mean, but it more, but I like to see the stage better. Yeah,
Uh, if Rebel was at that show with you, she'd be outside the stadium.
yeah. Well,
That's where
I'm
she
sure
prefers to sit at concerts
I'm
and
sure,
festivals outside.
yeah, she probably wouldn't like navigating that crowd, but oh my goodness, yeah, it was epic. But there was, I mean, I'm sure you could have got in there, but there was, I saw the media
Oh, I would have been
tent.
right up at the front.
I know, just right there. You're good at snaking through there. It was a barrier. It was a barrier. But anyway, we got what we got. I'm lucky enough to have received a ticket for that event while I was in that area, anyways, because we did some cool other festivals, Download and Hellfest, and those were
Oh, you did?
good experiences too. Yeah, yeah. Sweat my sweat my face off. Anyways, it was all preparation for back to the beginning. I had to go through the trenches and but I mean, overall it was really good. Nice weather and we lucked out. It was
Wait a
nice
minute.
to
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now I gotta stop you right there. You were in
what?
the UK and you're saying it was nice weather. That doesn't make
Yeah,
any sense to me at all.
it was nice to me, which means
Well, that's right.
um
You're up in Alberta. Anything would be
yeah.
nice compared to that.
Maybe let's just define nice for a moment here. Let's go back to the beginning, okay?
You guys have a
I
heat
am
wave. You guys have a heat wave when it's 5 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, it depends on what you're coming from. If you're coming from a -30 and it goes to 5 degrees, that's a Chinook, and that is a heat wave. Like within less
Yeah.
than
What's
24
with
hours,
what's
you're
with you people? It can't just be a heat wave. You gotta call it a Chinook. A Chinook? Is that what you
yeah,
said?
yeah, yeah, a Chinook. That's a very um, specific weather pattern that happens here in the area. Only in this because it's like,
It
do you know?
sounds
Do
more
you know
like
about?
you're sneezing. It sounds more like you're sneezing, to be honest.
You know what? I'm sure I should know this actually. I feel embarrassed that I don't now. I'm going to look it up. But what Chinook really means, because I'm sure it's from, First Nations language, some Cree or whatever.
I think it's a girl
But
fish.
no, it's when air comes over from the ocean up over the
See?
mountains.
See? It's a fish. It's a girl fish.
Starts out
It's
of,
it's a snook. That's a she. Schnook.
okay, Chinook, Chinook.
Yeah, Chinook.
Yeah.
It's a snook. That's a she. A snook's
I
a
don't know what a
fish.
snook is.
It's a fish.
I've never been fishing. Or
That
no, I don't know
so
fish.
wait a minute. Since you've never been fishing, does that mean you don't know what a shark is or a whale is?
No.
Like you don't have to go fishing to know what fish are. Okay.
Okay, snookfish though, no, I've never heard that. So yeah. Anyways, um, what else can we say? Okay,
You
so
said you
one
wanted to
thing,
have fun, so here I am
yeah,
having
no,
fun.
we're having fun. Oh yeah, it was the Stampede, Calgary Stampede on this week. Last Sunday was the last day.
We have
Um,
we have that in the United States too. We call them riots.
yeah, yeah, maybe. I mean, it's a little different, but same idea. People are still getting trampled on, and there are still tramps for sure.
Are there more tramps in Canada than there are in the U.S.? That's what I want to know.
Well, I did hear, total side note, that the rates of measles and chlamydia are very high in Alberta right now.
Oh well, that says everything right there.
Anyways,
Do you get
okay.
measles from? Is that a STD now?
No, just a
Okay,
childhood
because you
illness.
said
That's I
I
think.
know. Well, you said measles and
Yeah, they're
chlamydia,
not
like they're in the
necessarily.
same league.
I mean, I did see them in the same news, news headline, but they're not
So do I have to go to the
coincidentally
doctor
related to each
now
other.
when I see red bumps and like, doc, can you tell me, is it measles or is it chlamydia? I can't tell.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know.
Why would you
Anyways,
bring up chlamydia to the pipe man? I don't understand that.
yeah, I know. Well, it's just coincidentally what's happening around town. This is the news. It's July 15th. It's also my father's birthday. Happy birthday, Farger.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Dad.
Yeah, I know, right? Um, he's just jet setting around somewhere.
I hope nobody gives you chlamydia for your birthday.
Yeah, exactly. I hope so too. Don't go hugging no koalas. The koalas in Australia have chlamydia or something.
Oh, that reminds me
Remember?
of something. That reminds me of something. Okay. So there's this thing I saw is the coolest thing ever. I can't repeat it exactly right now because I'm not prepared, but it's like some math problem. Like, pick a number, not a math problem, pick a number from 1 to 10, double it, subtract this, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember what the whole thing is, but then it's like, pick a country that starts with D. So pick a country that starts with D, Nicole.
Okay.
That doesn't start with D. Pick a country that starts with the letter D.
Yeah, I did.
You said
Oh,
okay.
you want me to say it? Oh,
Yeah, say it.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought this was a magic trick that you were going to guess what I was guessing.
No, say it. Say
Okay.
yeah.
We got
Say,
Denmark.
yeah.
Denmark with
Okay.
a cat.
Okay. So take the last letter of Denmark and tell me the name of an animal.
Okay. You want me to say kangaroo?
Well, if that's what you want to say, sure.
Well, we were talking about koalas, and so
Yeah.
kangaroos
Yeah. So I'm
or
wondering why
koala. Sorry.
nobody picks koala. Nobody picks koala. You're not really supposed to say it out loud. I'm just doing it for the
That's
radio.
so funny. Why didn't I
Hold
say
on.
koala?
Because there's a reason why this riddle works is
Yeah.
because most people are going to think of Denmark because it's the most popular country that starts with D.
Yeah.
Most people are
Right.
going to think kangaroo. So anyway, basically, he goes through this thing and guesses which number you were picking based on that. Let me see if I can find the actual footage.
Okay.
Hold on. Do 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 do. Oh, here it is. Ready?
Okay.
Let's see if it plays. Oh wait, we got to turn the volume up.
Okay, multiply it by 9.
Okay, this is actually on the. This is what's his name? I forget his name. But let me start it over. Hold on.
Think of a number between 1 and 10. Okay. Okay, multiply it by 9. Okay. Okay, now take whatever number you got, and add those two digits together. Okay. Okay, now subtract 5 from that. All right. Okay. Now take the letter in the alphabet that corresponds with your number. Like 1 is A, 2 is B. You got it? Okay. You got it? Okay. Yes. Okay. Think of a country that begins with your letter. Okay. Got it. Okay. Now take the last letter of that country. Okay. And think of an animal that begins. Okay. Okay. But don't tell me. All right. Okay? I won't. Now take the last letter of that animal. I'm not even going to tell you the number. Take the last letter of that animal and think of a fruit. Okay. 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 But don't tell me if you're thinking of a kangaroo.
Hold on. What's the fruit? Pick the fruit, Nicole.
Orange, obviously.
In Denmark eating an orange.
Did you hear the punchline?
Yeah. What are you doing in Denmark with a kangaroo eating an orange?
Yeah. So it's funny because when I first saw it, I was following along. And then when he said that, I'm like, holy shit. That was exactly the words I picked because that's how your brain works. Let's go back to the beginning. That's how your brain works. You know, things were so simple in the beginning. Okay. And that's why they say children are more acceptable to things like ghosts and psychic stuff and all that. And that's why. Because if you go back to the beginning, it's a lot simpler. Okay. And you process things a lot simpler in how your brain works. So it's amazing. Almost everybody would get that. Another great one, okay, that I use all the time is, so have I ever talked to you about a toaster?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. Can you say toast 10 times fast?
Probably. You want me to do that right now?
I want you to say it. Yeah. Toast, 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 toast.
Toast, 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 toast.
What do you put in a toaster?
Toast?
No, you
bread.
put bread in a toaster.
Bread.
Yeah. But see,
you make toast.
It's program. It's programming. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's good. It's good points because I do believe that there are, you know, in the language of healing realm, the language is a type of program, and our body is already programmed to be healing. Like it does know these things, right?
So in the language of healing, Ozzy can talk and nobody can understand what he's saying, but they know what he's saying.
Exactly. Yeah, because there's so much more to language, you know, than the actual like verbiage.
So we have somebody here that said linguistic programming. Actually, what I was doing was not linguistic programming, though. What she's talking about is linguistic programming. What I was doing is psychological programming. There's a difference.
Yeah, right.
And I did take linguistics in college. It was like the easiest class I had to take.
You're just a natural magician.
Well, speaking of school, okay, little Ozzy story.
Yeah,
so
let's hear it.
I was going to 10th grade history honors class, and it turns out the history teacher was no longer working, so they took the music teacher and made him the history teacher. This shows you how American education is, by the way, because that stuff happens all the time. People are teaching classes of stuff they don't even know anything about. Mr. Messina was totally cool, though, and that was at the height of my Ozzy era. Like Ozzy was everything to me then. And so we had one assignment the whole semester. This is high school, by the way, not college. First of all, he said, I don't even care if you come to class. Just come into the classroom, sign the thing, the attendance roll, and then you can go walk and leave, which you can't do in high school, not where I went. Like, yeah, go ahead, go smoke a cigarette or something like that. He said exactly that. It was so funny. Like, if we would have gotten caught out of the classroom, we would have been in big trouble. But we were smart enough not to. And so basically, he goes, you have one assignment the whole class, and that is, at the end of the semester, you're going to have to perform an oral presentation, and you can pick any subject. Like, you didn't say any history subject, any subject at all. Okay? So I picked Ozzy Osbourne, Satanism in his music. and I got an A in that history class. It was the most fun history class I ever took. I brought in, shirts and played some Ozzy music.
I bet he remembered that for the rest of his life too.
Who, the music teacher?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh man, I got to teach a history class and got an Ozzy presentation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think back on that, I'm like, yeah, no wonder teenagers are not given real responsibilities, because when given a serious task like that, I picked Ozzy. That's who my history was good. And Ozzy also helped me out in other ways.
Yeah.
Would you like to know another way Ozzy helped me out?
Let's hear it.
There was some bitch in high school who I didn't like, and I was wearing my Ozzy Diary of a Madman shirt, and she's like, "Oh, you're such a devil worshiper." And then I went, "Ugh!" And I never had to speak to her ever again.
Oh, nice.
I have another Ozzy helper thing. Okay. And I give this advice to anybody. So I was at my house, teenager, blasting my music through my guitar amplifier. Like everybody does that, right? I didn't use a stereo, I used my guitar amplifier. That way the whole town could hear it. And I get a knock on the door. And it was the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Nice.
And I was wearing that same Ozzy shirt where he looks like kind of like he's the Exorcist. He's on there and he's got the makeup on like the Exorcist, Diary of a Madman. And I had either Ozzy or Sabbath blasting in the background. And they started pitching me like they do. Here's a little clue. I'll tell you how to get rid of the Jehovah's Witnesses right now, because I tried it this time. It was effective. I tried it later. It was just as effective at another time in life.
Okay.
I said, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm a devil worshiper.
Oh, yeah.
They ran so fast. Like, there's nothing you can do to get those people to leave your house. That's what does it. They ran fast. They were scared. Of course, they saw the shirt, they heard the music, so they believed me. Now, unfortunately, they left and I didn't get to put them on my altar, but at least I got rid of them.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Some pretty dark stories there.
That's back to the beginning of Ozzy.
That's back to your beginning.
The very beginning of Ozzy, though, was 1978, 7th grade. I'm at my friend's house, and he has these albums. Here, check this out. And there were 3 albums in particular that led me to be here with you on this show today. And that was, one of the albums was Van Halen. The other album was Grateful Dead, Skeletons in the Closet, their greatest hits. So, that's the Deadhead in me. But the one that was most influential whatsoever was this Black Double album with red light and writing on it. Black Sabbath, We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll. Next week, I sold my soul, by the way, just saying.
Yeah.
And that's how I got to be the pipe man, is selling my soul. And, but so that was my beginning of Sabbath. And then, so flash forward 2 years, 1980, and I got this brand new 8-track tape. It's cool. Does anybody out there know what black 8-track tape is? They were cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got this 8-track tape. I, of course, had to take my matchbook thing. Juan probably doesn't even know what a matchbook is. And, used to be able to go to like 7-Eleven and ask them for matches because you couldn't buy a lighter. So you got matches. And they used to have like a whole box of them up front, and they just give you the matches.
There were restaurants. They don't offer those at restaurants.
So if you're back to the beginning of your arsony career, that's where it starts. Okay.
I had a little stint with that.
Juan says he used to get them from hotels all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Hotels or restaurants.
What do you need those matches for? And a mint. So that was
my
his
gosh.
preparation. The matchbox to light it, a mint to hide the smell. That's what that was about. But anyway, so you would have to put the
Wow.
matchbook under the 8-track tape so it would play at the normal speed. Like nowadays, we have this thing where it plays at normal speed, but you can speed it up. You know, when you listen on like Apple Music or iHeart, you can speed it up. I don't get that, but okay, we wanted to speed it up because you would listen to music and 8-track and it'd be like in slow motion. And so you'd have to put the matchbook underneath to wedge the 8-track up a little bit, and then it played normal speed. But then what I would do, it had 4 tracks. 8-track tape having 4 tracks. Okay, I don't know. This is the brilliance of the beginning. And, you know,
Making sense.
So then basically a song would fade out of one track and then fade back into the next. There'd be like a gap. So Mr. Crowley would be at the end of track 2, and in the middle of the song, it would just like fade out, and not a smooth crossfade, fade out to absolute silence, and then you'd hear the click of the track. It would go to the next track, and then it would fade back in that song, the middle of that song. So, yeah, Ozzy on 8-track.
Amazing.
Blizzard of Oz. That was his first solo on 8-track. I owned it on 8-track tape back in the beginning.
So with all of these experiences and memories of Ozzy, and obviously a huge idol, you know, what was what's most important to you about that? Like if you were to be like,
the most important thing is that Kelly Osbourne got proposed to by Sid of Slipknot backstage at the very last Sabbath and Ozzy show ever. And in the middle of the proposal, Ozzy, even with his Parkinson and everything, interrupted Sid and said, I think, if I quote it right, because it's sometimes hard to understand him, you're not fucking marrying my daughter. I did it more like a New Yorker, but he said, you're not fucking marrying my daughter. And then he proposed. And she said yes. And everybody cheered. And that was a great moment, I think. Like, to me, that's the ending of it. Like that, what a beautiful way to. Slipknot didn't even play.
Well, Sid DJ'd.
Well, yeah, but Slipknot didn't play. So it's like
Slipknot didn't play. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay.
That would have
been
fun, Rowdy.
I do have a trivia question for you to see if you deserved to go back to the beginning. What was Black Sabbath's original name? P.S. Ozzy hated it.
Oh. Yeah, well, that's what it was all about. Going back to Earth.
Ah, look at that. She knows, huh? She knows?
Yeah, get grounded. Get back to the original nature, back to the beginning where it all began.
Back to Earth. I think they should rewrite the Bible, and Adam and Eve are actually Ozzy and Sharon.
Yeah. I think they have rewritten it. I think that was the point. That would
truly be back to the beginning. Come on now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Ozzy and Sharon. I mean, their story is quite legendary, and like you said, you know, it's you can always kind of root for the underdog in a way, someone who comes from a total, and that's a relatable story because life can have its ups and downs, and it's really about how we use those moments to our advantage, right? And like that's what created heavy metal, like. And I know I was thinking about you over that time because you had that conversation that kind of went like, is Black Sabbath heavy metal or not?
No, it was Carmine Apiece. And he said on my show that Black Sabbath was not the originator of heavy metal. Metallica was.
Oh, Metallica was.
In that concert, Metallica was not the top of the bill. Okay,
it's
so
true.
Just saying. And did you hear the rumor? So there is going to be one more show.
Okay? Oh, okay. Okay.
And it's gonna be called Back to the Beginning.
Okay.
And then they're gonna play the 2 songs they didn't play.
Oh, just those 2. And the doors are going to be there, and
just to do something because they get to play it, so we're gonna play it.
okay, and they're doing this in Birmingham. I can't tell if you're joking. Is Led Zeppelin going to be there? Is
No, Jim Morrison isn't a Jim Mar.
I know.
No,
I think I'm
those
playing
bands
up
could
this
have the
joke here.
original four. Like, how amazing is that? Black Sabbath had the original four. How many bands have the
I know.
original members even
No,
alive?
it was like truly magical moment. It was just like, I mean, I just love seeing that because I don't know. I like the idea of living life to the fullest and really being able to have those opportunities and share. Like, what a gift it is. Some people might not
I don't
appreciate
really
it.
believe you were
I was
there because
surprised. What? Sorry?
I don't really believe you were there because I was watching and I couldn't find you anywhere on the live stream.
Oh, well, you weren't looking hard enough, I guess.
But anyway, sorry I interrupted you. Go,
I was
because
there.
we have to end here, and I've been
Yeah, I know.
monopolizing.
Now we have to end, and I should have just finished that tangent while I was on it. But
Finish it now.
anyways, I forget actually what I was even going. So I'm just gonna. Thanks for putting me on the spot right at the end.
Why don't you go back to the beginning?
We're just gonna, yeah, exactly. Go back to the beginning. What I wanted to share was just, I'm reminded of Kate Michaels and how anytime you were in like conflict or spinning or stuck in life, that the answer was always to go back to the beginning. Find what your intention was. Like, what did you start that for? And why did you start it? Like, what's the motivator? And sometimes that can reinvigorate, the evolution of where we're going in life. And to be able to honor where you started is a gift, and not lose that groundedness, not lose earth. It's like we're here and doing it, and I
it
just
is
want to
true.
and like the light, like you said, it's like as the Prince of Darkness, the amount of light he shed in the world is something memorable and iconic.
And you
And
can't have light without darkness.
no, and
So
you
anybody
can't have,
going through darkness right now,
yeah,
the darkness is
exactly.
the pathway to the light. So don't give up. Keep looking, keep watching. The light will show up if you keep going.
I know. That's it. And heavy metal and music in general, community with good people is like a real bridge, like a golden thread in this universe. So
And going
anyway,
back
that's
to
all I
the
wanted.
Kate Michaels thing, who was
Yeah.
an absolute amazing person, had a show on this network. But here's the thing, she's right, because when you play sports and you're in a slump, they send you back to the beginning. They send you down to the minors and go back to the basics and start learning how to play the game again. When you are a salesperson and you're in a slump, you're taught, go back to the beginning, go back to the basics, because somewhere along the way, everything gets a little convoluted by all the things that enter you. And that's why, if you notice, in sports and in sales and in music, the rookies are the ones that make the mark on the world and are the long lasting. Because I used to, in sales, I always found that the rookies were the best because they didn't know enough yet to say too much.
Yeah, it's like the energy of the fool, of the child. It's childlike. You don't know what you don't know yet, so you're willing to really put yourself out there and just give it. Like there's no, oh, that didn't work last time, so let's not do that. It's just like sometimes those are the beautiful creations, spontaneous and uninhibited. And I think we have a lot of like barriers and constructs that we place on ourselves and societies, and to be
Well,
outside of the box like Ozzy
Juan
is.
said the light at the end of the tunnel brings and takes you back to the beginning. And I think that's his
Yes.
cue that you're at the end of the tunnel and we can't go
Okay.
back to the beginning
Sorry,
anymore.
I didn't see that note. Okay. All
No,
right. Thanks.
that
Thanks for
wasn't his
joining.
cue. He was just saying it. But I just wanted to say that back to the beginning, you are absolutely phenomenal with giving all these people the language of healing.
Wow. Thank you. It's the least I can do in all the crazy wild adventures and travels and studies that I do, to share those little nuggets with you.
And you can Venmo me the $20 for saying that after the show.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing. Okay, with that, let's wrap it up and save it for next week.
Wrap
More
it up and
stories.
I'll take it.
Yeah, okay. It's a gift for you. Golden nuggets. Okay, thanks, Juan. See you next week. Bye, man.
Wow, what a show today. And the journey does not stop here. Come travel the world with Nicole every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time as together we become more fluent in the language of healing on W4WN Radio and Talk4 TV. See you next week.